What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Dylan Matthews back at it again with another hometown take. Today I'm talking about the Atlanta Falcons and it's Victory Monday. Turn up. The Atlanta Falcons, believe it or not, guys, are at 3-3. We're 500 for the first time since I don't know when. Sometime last year we were 500. I don't even think we got 500 last year. It's been a while since we've been 500. So some celebrating, but still a lot of work to do. And I'm going to tell you why I think the Atlanta Falcons could be, hold your horses, sit down for this one, a wild card team. Yes, I think this Atlanta Falcons team could go to the playoffs. It's possible because the bottom half of the NFC is a little bit weak. So I'm going to get into it. But, you know, Falcons 3-3, Braves going to the World Series, Hawk season has started. It's a good time to be an Atlanta fan, you know what I'm saying? But we got to cover some business before I get to all of that. Make sure you like this video, comment your thoughts, subscribe to the channel. Check out the first link in my description box to buy me a coffee to help fuel this channel, help fuel the Atlanta Falcons to some more wins and maybe even a wild card appearance in the NFC. Also, check out the second link in my description box too. Subscribe to the Tough Calls podcast. Me and girl SymoneWithTheSports, as she likes to say, are talking to your favorite former and current athletes, hosts, anchors, reporters, all that good stuff. So make sure you listen to the pod, like the pod, download the pod, subscribe to the pod, share it out to your friends so they can listen to the pod, like the pod, download the pod, subscribe to the pod, and share it out to their friends who also listen to the pod, like the pod, download the pod, subscribe to the pod, and share the pod out to their friends you don't even know about. All right, guys, buy me a copy if you can. Subscribe to Tough Calls Podcast wherever you get your podcast. The Atlanta Falcons, 3-3 on the season. Got the Carolina Panthers next week. But let's celebrate a victory as we take down the Miami Dolphins in Miami with a final score of 30-28. Offense did a really good job. I love what I saw from the offense for the most part. Still got to clean up some turnovers. But I would call that interception from Matt Ryan more so a good play by Xavier Howard than a interception that was kind of on Matt Ryan because Calvin really did juggle it a little bit and then Xavier Howard was able to take out his hands. Now, a fumble by Matt Ryan, that can't happen. He has to clean that up, I understand. But Matt Ryan haters, this video is still not for you, okay? Because Matt Ryan had another good game, okay? So y'all can leave if y'all want to. I'll give y'all a second. Okay, the Matt Ryan hater is gone. Let's get into the video. Again, great showing by the offense. The offensive line was getting a little manhandled at first, but they came up big late in the game. They were able to let us run the ball. The offensive line was a shout out to them. They put their big boy pants on, went and hit them Miami Dolphins defensive lineman in the mouth, let us run the ball 3 straight times to get a first down and waste away the clock. That way our boy Younghoe could kick a game-winning field goal and get us to 3-3. So let's break down the game just a little bit. First, I'm going to read some stats off to you guys. Matt Ryan had another great performance. 25 of 40, 336 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did have that 1 interception. Only 1 sack, though. Only 1 sack. So, again, not too bad of a job from the offensive line today. They had a rough start at the beginning, but, again, they finished well. And really, when it counted, they didn't allow too many sacks. Only 1 sack. Matt Ryan finished with a quarterback rating of 95.4. Cordell Patterson was the lead rusher. 14 carries, 60 yards, 4.3 yards per carry, a touchdown, longest run of 13 yards. Mike Davis, we're going to talk about him. Only 4 carries, 10 yards. Longest run was 3 yards. Wayne Gallman even got in there for a rush of 2 yards. So, Mike Davis, let's talk about him really quick before we get into a lot of the good stuff. It's not good. Cordell Patterson has turned into the lead back. Mike Davis was supposed to be, the bridge guy, and he's supposed to be the lead back, is now turned into really just a pass blocker, and Cordell Patterson is now the lead back. That's not good, because we spent money on you. Not a whole bunch of money, but we spent money on you to come in here and be the lead back, Mike Davis. So I'm going to need you to figure it out. Because this right here, and I know the offensive line isn't amazing, but, Cordell Patterson is doing something. Now, Cordell Patterson is bigger, probably a little stronger. I don't know, but Mike Davis, I seen your legs. You showing off them quads. Figure it out. Cordell Patterson is figuring it out. I'm going to need you to figure it out. So, I don't know. Mike Davis thing. I'm not feeling too good about Mike Davis though. So we'll see. The Falcons explore a trade maybe. I'll do some videos about that and see if we can explore a trade for Mike Davis. We'll see. But not happy with the outing for Mike Davis, and he hasn't had too many good outings. So let me know how you guys feel about Mike Davis in the comments below, and what are your solutions. So those were the rushing numbers. Our boy Kyle Pitts, though, he's showing you why he was drafted number 4 overall by our Atlanta Falcons. 7 receptions, 163 yards, set a single game record for receiving yards by a tight end in Atlanta Falcons franchise history. Congratulations to Kyle Pitts. Didn't have a touchdown, but I mean, he led to some touchdowns, and he is the reason we got down the field in that nice 2-minute drill. He made 3 spectacular catches. So great job by Kyle Pitts. So 8 targets, 7 receptions, again 163 yards, a franchise record for a single game receiving yards by a tight end. 23.3 yards per catch. That's what I'm talking about, Kyle Pitts. That's why we got you. You already know. Yes, sir. Russell Gage, 4 receptions, 67 yards, a touchdown. Had that nice 49-yard touchdown catch. But y'all said Matt Ryan couldn't throw the deep ball. I'm gonna have a stat for you guys. Matt Ryan haters, y'all can go ahead and come on back, because I got a stat for you here in just a second. Hayden Hurst also had a fairly good game, 3 receptions, 35 yards, 11.7 yards per catch. Calvin Ridley, though, he had 10 targets, only 4 receptions, 26 yards, did catch a touchdown, though, so that is good for Calvin as well. And we got into the, turnovers. Matt Ryan lost a fumble there towards the end. That is definitely his fault. We can't let that happen. Interception, I'm going to give more credit to Xavier Howard than put more blame on Matt Ryan. Calvin really kind of juggled the ball, too, so take that as you will. Deion Jones had a really good game defensively. 15 total tackles, 11 solo tackles. He had a sack, 3 tackles for loss, and a quarterback hit. Great job by Debo. Foye, Luke, and that boy Foye, he find the ball, don't he? That ball love Foye. So 13 total tackles, 8 solo tackles, had a pass deflection, also an interception he almost took to the cribbo. Luckily, he didn't fumble it at the end, though. So great job by the Atlanta Falcons overall to get the victory. And let me go ahead and give this stat to the Matt Ryan haters before I forget about it. So anybody that says Matt Ryan can't throw the ball down the field anymore, y'all listen to this. 5 of 5 on passes thrown 20 plus yards for 165 yards and a touchdown. I'll repeat it. On passes thrown 20 or more yards down the field on Sunday, Matt Ryan was 5 for 5. He didn't miss one. 5 for 5 for 165 yards, a touchdown, and no interceptions. Okay? Matt Ryan can still throw the ball down the field. He had a 49-yard touchdown pass to Russell Gage. He threw it to Russ in stride. It wasn't one of those where it was a screen pass and then Russell Gage did all the work. Matt Ryan threw the ball 49 yards down the field. Hit Russell Gage in stride in the end zone for a touchdown. Okay? Y'all got that? Y'all catch that, Matt Ryan haters? He's not the problem. He's not. Stop saying it. He ain't the problem. Okay. Moving on. Let's talk about the offensive line just a little bit, because while they were solid, they still definitely can do better. So let's talk about them for a second. Jalen Mayfield allowed 5 pressures. I mean, he's a rookie. He's out there playing. It is what it is. Josh Andrews is healthy, though, so maybe we'll start to see him soon. But Jalen Mayfield has been getting better, but he did allow 5 pressures today. However, none of the offensive linemen were charged for a sack. I think the sack was on Mike Davis or somebody like that. I can't remember. So that's the offensive line. Like I said, they weren't perfect. I mean, they never been perfect. They weren't great, but they were solid. They did what they had to do and did enough for the team to get a win. And again, those last 3 plays, before we kick the game-winning field goal, 3 straight run plays, offensive line allowed our backs to get a first down, waste away the clock. So, gotta commend them for that. So, shouts to the offensive line. They got the job done, got the win. And win is a win. Now, let's talk about the defensive line. Grady Jarrett had another big game. He had a total of 5 pressures, 2 quarterback hits. The defense did not get a sack. That was Deion Jones who got the sack, so it didn't go to the defensive line. It was the linebackers. But they did have 11 total pressures. So, defensive line is definitely going to have to be better. Miami offensive line isn't great. So, you would like to see a sack there. At least a couple of sacks. But, it is what it is. They'll definitely have to be better. The Let's talk about the secondary real quick. We already kind of talked about the linebackers. Deion Jones had a great game. Foye Oluokun had that interception, of course. Great game from him as well. Fabian Moreau, a little shaky. He allowed 4 first downs on 5 catches for 51 yards, but he did force a miscompletion. And then AJ Terrell, again, I mean, he started the game, went out of the game because of the head injury, then had to go back out of the game. So, I mean, wasn't a great. You don't like to hear that kind of stuff from AJ Terrell. I mean, so hopefully AJ can come back next game and be okay. But I mean, last time he was out with a concussion. You hate if he has another concussion. Hopefully not. But hopefully AJ Terrell can stay healthy, because what we don't want is, our last. We don't want to go all the way down the depth chart on the defensive backs, because it's not pretty. You know what I'm saying? TJ Green does not need to be out there playing corner. I'm sorry, TJ. You just don't. You built for safety. You ain't built for corner. You know what I mean? And that just is what it is. So hopefully AJ can stay healthy. Fabian, he's progressing. That's all I can really say. This defense is very much so bend, don't break. Any stops we get from the defense is good. I mean, once we start playing these better teams, we're going to really start to see how this defense is going to be tested. But we're really going to need more out of our pass rush, because that's going to help that weak secondary, okay? So we need more pass rush, point blank period. That's really all for the defense. Cordell Patterson, we talked about him a little bit. I'm just giving you guys some numbers from Pro Football Focus. He forced 3 missed tackles and was targeted 4 times in the passing game. Just got 2 balls though. Kyle Pitts, he had 2 contested catches. Obviously that one where he was interfered with and made the one-hand grab, still made the catch. That boy, beast boy, told y'all, man, we made the right draft pick. And also had those 3 explosive plays. Obviously that one was the one-hand grab where he was interfered with, and then those last 2 where he had that nice little spinning catch where Matt Ryan hit him on that first play of the 2-minute drill at the end of the game, with the last drive of the game, and that beautiful fade route. That was also a great throw by Matt Ryan, by the way, and Kyle Pitts made a nice catch. So Kyle Pitts had a heck of a game, and I think we're going to start to see more of this from Kyle Pitts. And who knows, he just might break the rookie receiving record for tight ends here. So I don't know, something to look out for. I think the record is somewhere like the 500-600 range. I can't remember, but I mean, he's had back-to-back 100 plus yard games. He had 163 this game. I think he had 110 or something, 101 last game. So he's on his way. We gonna see. But yeah. So again, great game by the offense. They did their thing. Matt Ryan made clutch plays when he needed to. Kyle Pitts made some great grabs. Calvin Ridley had a touchdown. Russell Gage had a touchdown. And this offense is really starting to come along. We weren't able to run the ball with a whole bunch of effectiveness, but we were able to run the ball when it matters. And Matt Ryan talked about it in the postgame. He said that's what good football teams do. What they did at the end of the game, being able to run the ball, get a first down by way of the run, waste the clock out, not give the ball back to the Dolphins and keep that game winning field goal. That's what good football teams do, and that's exactly what they do. They waste the clock away when they have to, and they, get the job done. Period. So the Falcons are 3-3 on the season, and guys, let's go to the standings real quick, because the Falcons can make a run at a wild card. They could be a 6 or a 7 seed, because the NFC right now is very top heavy. What we thought was going to be a deep NFC isn't turning out to be so deep. So let's check out the standings real quick. Right now, we are 3rd in our division, but we could be tied for 2nd depending on what New Orleans does with in their Monday Night Football game against Seattle. So rooting for Seattle there, guys. Obviously, never root for this Saints anyway. We aren't going to catch the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're 6-1. That's probably out of the question. But New Orleans is 3-2. We're 3-3. Carolina's 3-4. Play Carolina next week. We can pop them back, keep them behind us, and keep them last in the division, because they have been a dumpster fire. I'll get into the preview. But man, Sam Darnold, after those first 3 games, granted they didn't really play anybody those first 3 games, but hey, they've not been looking good since Sam Darnold been getting exposed. So yeah, so we gotta capitalize on going up against a wounded Carolina Panthers team. But like I said, right now currently third in the division at 3-3. New Orleans is 3-2, but they play tonight, so we could be as high as second if New Orleans loses. If we just look at the conference standings overall, let's see. So Dallas is 5-1 in the division. The rest of the NFC East is 2-5, so we don't have to worry about the NFC East. Anybody from the NFC East taking up the wild card spot as of right now. Everybody is 2-5, like I said. Besides Dallas, they're 5-1. Minnesota is 3-3. They're second in the NFC North, so same record as us. Chicago Bears are 3-4. Don't have to worry about them probably. Detroit is 0-7. Don't have to worry about them. Like I said, we're 3-3. New Orleans is 3-2. Now we do have to worry about the Rams. The Rams could take one spot. And so right now, the teams we're looking out for and rooting against are the Minnesota Vikings, the Chicago Bears, because they're 3-4, so they're kind of still in the mix. The New Orleans Saints, we control our destiny there because we still have both games to play against New Orleans, so we have a chance to have the tiebreaker there if the tiebreaker does happen. So we control our destiny there. And the Los Angeles Rams, because they're 6-1. The Cardinals are 7-0, obviously, and the Rams are 6-1. So the Cardinals and the Rams are going to be right there. They're going to be right there for the wild card spot. So we can have one team win it, and that's probably going to be with the one team out of the NFC West, either the Cardinals or the Rams. The Cardinals and the Rams are probably both going to make the playoffs. So we lock them in to a wild card spot. That means there's only one spot left, and that needs to be for us. So we can't have the Vikings making the playoffs. We can't have the Bears making the playoffs, even though that should work itself out. I mean, the offenses seem kind of anemic there because Justin Fields ain't really got no help, and poor Allen Robinson. I mean, he's on my fantasy team, and I'm having to drop the poor man because he can't get the ball thrown to him. So that's that. And Detroit 0-7, we don't have to worry about them. Like I said, New Orleans 3-2. Hopefully they go down 3-3 tonight, and we can control our destiny there, beat them 2 times. Hopefully they keep on losing, and we can get that wild card spot, baby. And yes, I would rather the Falcons be relevant, make it to the postseason, show some upside, and show some uptick, and show they're heading in the right direction, and make it to the playoffs rather than getting a high draft pick. Because say we make it to the wild card playoffs and we lose in the first round, well, we're still going to end up with, a pick somewhere between 12 and 21. And, a first round pick is a first round pick is a first round pick. If you evaluate talent right, like I think Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith can do, I mean, Kyle Pitts was kind of easy, but, still, if they evaluate the talent right, you can find a great player in the first round, period. So I would much rather the Atlanta Falcons make it to the playoffs, get that playoff experience with some of those young guys in there, and show this team is heading in the right direction. So I want the Falcons to make the playoffs. I'm rooting for them to keep winning ball games, stay relevant, and make the playoffs. We went through a tanking season last year. I don't want to do that shit again, period. So let me know what you guys think. The Atlanta Falcons are 3-3. Hopefully we can keep it hot, keep making a playoff push. We got the Carolina Panthers next. After them, I believe we have the New Orleans Saints. Yep, we got the Panthers, Saints, Cowboys. So some big games are coming up. Obviously, the Panthers and Saints are 2 in-division rivals and 2 division teams that we need to win. We're already behind the 8 ball in division because we lost to the Bucks. But we can beat the Panthers. Obviously, they're a train wreck right now. The Saints, we can beat the Saints. We can beat the Saints. We can get Jameis Winston to turn the ball over. I mean, he has been better, but we can beat the Saints. That's a winnable football game. The Cowboys, that's going to be a test. That's going to be a real test. Patriots after that, looking far in the schedule. We got the Jags. We can beat the Jags. We have the Bucks again and the Panthers. 49ers, we'll see how they're doing. We have the Lions on our schedule this season. We should be able to beat them. The Bills will be a tough game. And then the Saints again to close out the season. So this is a very manageable rest of the season. If we can beat the Panthers, beat the Saints, the Patriots, say what you want about them, but we can win against them. The Jags, the Bucks, we'll see. We'll count that as a loss. The Panthers, we can beat them. The 49ers, a toss-up game. Should be able to beat the Lions. We probably gonna lose to the Bills. Just keeping it real here for a second. Win against the Saints. So we beat the Panthers, that's a win. Saints, beat them, that's a win. So let's just say we lose to the Cowboys. We lose to the Cowboys. Okay, so that's 2-1, going the rest of the way. Let's say we beat the Patriots, that's 3-1. Beat the Jags, that's 4-1. Lose to the Bucks, that's 4-2. Beat the Panthers, that's 5-2. Beat the let's even say worst case scenario, we lose to the 49ers. Okay, lose to the 49ers, that's 5-3. I think we can beat the 49ers though. We win against the Lions, so that's 6-3. Lose to the Bills, 6-4, and then beat the Saints. That's 7-4 the rest of the way down the stretch. We're 3-3 right now. That'll put us at, if we go 7-4, that'll put us at 10-7. Yes, because we play 17 games now. So it'll put us at 10-7. That should be good, hopefully, for a wild card spot. We'll be right there with 10 wins. So 10-7. See if we can make it happen. It's very manageable. This Atlanta Falcons team goes 10-7. It's very manageable. Now, of course, anything happen, injuries, we'll see. But I think this Atlanta Falcons team can finish 10-7 on the year. Looking at the rest of the schedule and knowing how kind of these teams are. But that does mean we'll have to beat the Saints twice, beat the Panthers both times. So tough games. Won't be rollover games against the Saints. We'll have to play some good football. But we'll have to do what we got to do. We'll see. But guys, and again, we can split against the Saints, end up beating the 49ers. You know, who knows what can happen. But I think it's very manageable that this football team finishes 10-7 on the year. But all right, guys, I'm gonna stop rambling. Make sure you like this video, comment your thoughts, subscribe to the channel. Check out the first link in my description box to buy me a coffee to help fuel this channel, help fuel the Atlanta Falcons to a maybe 10-7 season, and see if we can make the wild card. Also, check out the second link in my description box to subscribe to the Tough Cause podcast. Me and girl Symone WithTheSports are talking to your favorite former and current athletes, hosts, anchors, reporters, all that good stuff. So listen to the pod, like the pod, download the pod, subscribe to the pod, shout out to your friends so they can do all the same. And again, like I said, I think this football team can finish 10-7. Let me know what you guys are thinking right about now. Like this video, comment your thoughts, subscribe to the channel. Thank y'all for watching. Until I talk to you guys next time, stay true to Atlanta. Believe in Atlanta. Go Braves! 4 wins away from a championship. Let's go!